let's talk about something we all encounter almost daily, but might not give much thought to: stairs. It's easy to think that nothing could go wrong with them, but both at home and at work, slips, trips, and tumbles happen more often than you'd think. In today's video, we're diving into the various kinds of stairs you might come across, potential hazards lurking around, what could happen if things go south, how your choice of footwear plays a role, and some handy tips to make sure you're climbing or descending with care. Ready? Let's step right in. Let's chat about stairs for a moment. You know, when you're at work, you might think every stair is the same, but they're not. For instance, have you ever been on those straight up, no nonsense stairs? Classic design, super straightforward. Then there are the L-shaped ones, which throw a little 90-degree turn into the mix. It's like they're saying, hey, here's a slight change in direction to keep things interesting. And if you think that's a curveball, the U-shaped stairs double up on that idea. You walk halfway, take a U-turn, and continue on. It's a mini adventure in itself. Now, winder stairs are their quirky cousins. Imagine L-shaped stairs, but instead of a landing, they've got those cool triangular steps. And speaking of unique, ever walked up a set of spiral stairs? They're like the roller coasters of the stair world, winding up in a tight corkscrew. Oh, and there's more. Curved stairs aren't in a rush. They meander upwards, gracefully winding, and then there are those compact utility stairs. They're the quick coffee grab of stair designs, perfect for tight spots and quick access. You've also got the heavy-duty industrial ones outdoors, built tough and meant to last. And of course, there are fire escapes, the unsung heroes hanging outside buildings, ready for emergencies. Some stairs even come with a bonus platform, letting you take a breather mid-climb. It's like they're saying, take a second, enjoy the view. And if you're into something different, alternating tread stairs are there, making you think a bit more about each step, almost like a fun little dance. So next time you're pacing around your workplace, take a moment to think about the stairs. Just remember, always step safely, no matter which type you're on. Have you ever walked down a staircase minding your own business when suddenly, whoops, a sneaky step almost trips you up? Stairs, as innocent as they look, can sometimes be a bit tricky. Let's dive into what can make these seemingly harmless sets of steps a bit hazardous. Imagine this. It's a rainy day and someone just came in without wiping their shoes properly. Now the stairs are a tad wet, making them slippery and a potential slide waiting to happen. Then there's the age-old villain, a rogue piece of carpeting. It's either loose or torn and just lurking there waiting for an unsuspecting victim. And don't get me started on random objects left on stairs. From toys to tools, it's like an obstacle course sometimes. Remember, stairs aren't storage. Dimly lit stairways, they're like the mysterious characters in a film. You can't see clearly, and before you know it, you've missed a step. Good lighting isn't just for mood, it's essential for safety. Now handrails. They're like the sidekicks we sometimes overlook, but when they're missing or wobbly, we truly realize their importance in our stair climbing journey. Lastly, uneven or damaged steps. They're like the plot twists in our stair story. One minute you're walking fine and the next you're thrown off balance. So next time you're about to use a staircase, give it a quick glance. Be mindful of these subtle hazards. After all, every step counts and we want to make sure each one is safe. Safe stepping. Imagine this. You're taking a stroll down a staircase, daydreaming about your weekend plans, and suddenly your foot catches on something. In a split second, you're tumbling down, and by the time you come to a stop, you're in pain, or worse. Falling downstairs isn't just like tripping on flat ground. Oh no, it can be a lot more menacing with a cocktail of injuries to show for it. So what are we talking about here? Well, for starters, you might get off easy with just some soft tissue injuries. Picture bruises coloring your skin. Or perhaps sprains and strains where your muscles and ligaments are screaming out, why, oh why? But sometimes it can get more serious. Think about fractures. Your wrist, ankle, hip, face, or even the spine could bear the brunt of the fall. It's not something you want to show off to your friends. Now let's talk about the big one, head injuries. From a slight bump to a concussion, or even more grave conditions like contusions, skull fractures, or traumatic brain injuries, or TBIs, hitting your head can have lasting impacts. Dislocations, where your bones decide they don't want to play nice with each other, can be an excruciating result. Or maybe you end up with cuts, abrasions, or even internal injuries. Yikes. Factors like the height of the stairs, how fast you fall, your overall health and age can make these injuries mild or super severe. In some unfortunate cases, a fall can even be fatal. And here's a heads up. If you've had a drink or two, or you're on medication that makes you a bit woozy, staircases can become an even bigger challenge. Alcohol, drugs, or certain meds can throw your balance off kilter, making each step a potential misstep. If you're on any meds that mess with your balance, it's worth having a chat with your supervisor or doctor about it. Safety first, always. All right, let's chat about shoes. I know, we all have that favorite pair that makes us feel on top of the world. But when it comes to taking on stairs, those shoes can either have our back or totally betray us. So let's break it down a bit. First, traction is king. Ever had that mini heart attack moment when your foot slips on a stair? It's usually those soles that just can't grip properly. So for stair conquering, those non-slip shoes with grippy treads are the unsung heroes we need. And hey, the heel of your shoe, super important. It's kind of like the best friend who's got your back, making sure every step is stable and secure. None of that wobbly stuff. Let's talk fit. Remember Cinderella? She had it right. The perfect fit makes all the difference. Too big, and it's like you're tripping over your own feet. Too small, and every step is a wince of pain. Protecting our toes is also a big deal. Enclosed-toed shoes are like mini shields, guarding against those surprise attacks when you stub your toe. Ouch. But hey, not all shoes are stair champions. Slip-ons that have no back can slip right off, and while high heels and thick-soled shoes might be all the rage, they're a bit risky on stairs. And let's not even get started on flip-flops without ankle straps or those super slick materials like plastics or leather. They're just accidents waiting to happen. If you're ever unsure about which shoes are stair-friendly, give your supervisor a shout. They'll steer you right. Because at the end of the day, it's all about stepping safe and sound. All right, stairs. We've all encountered them, and let's be honest, sometimes we just don't give them the respect they deserve. So let's chat about some pro tips to keep in mind when tackling those steps. Firstly, take a quick scan. Check for any sneaky slippery spots, loose handrails, or anything that looks a bit off. If you spot anything, give your supervisor a heads up. We want those stairs in tip-top shape. Keeping your path clear is essential. If there's a random box or debris hanging out on the steps, let's get it out of there or let someone know. Stairs are no place for unexpected obstacles. Ever tried to navigate in the dark? Not fun. So let's make sure those stairwells are well lit. If they're not, guess who you should tell? Yep, your supervisor. Now I know it's tempting to check that new message or scroll through social media, but stairs are a no distract zone. Phones, tablets, whatever, let's pocket them for the journey. Always remember, handrails are our friends. They're there for a reason, so use them. And if you're carrying something, ensure one hand is free for that trusty handrail. Take it easy. No need to race up or down, and definitely no jumping or trying to skip steps. Trust me, it's a recipe for disaster. And when you're stepping, aim for the middle, not the edge. Got something to carry? Make sure it doesn't block your view, and if it's bulky or heavy, maybe consider an elevator or get some help. Or if possible, break it down into smaller parts. Your safety is worth that extra trip. So remember, stairs are all about awareness and taking things one step at a time. You got this. Before you take on those stairs, give them a once-over. Are they looking good? Using that handrail, it's there for a reason. And hey, there's no prize for getting to the top or bottom first, so let's take our time. Any uncertainties or questions about the staircase scene at your workplace? Your supervisor is the go-to person. Stay safe and step smartly. That's all for today's lesson. If you like this video, look for us on social media. And remember, stay safe out there.